Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's very special presentation. My name is Lee Arnold, and you are here to learn about house scouting for riches. And you've been invited to tonight's very exclusive, very closed-door presentation because you took action. Whether you remember it or not, you took action, and you actually opted in to get my free report, 5 Ways to Make Money in Real Estate, without utilizing any of your own money and without actually having to buy property. Now, I know that initially scares people off because they're, oh, no, I don't want to do real estate. Please understand, this is a cash flow business that doesn't require you to buy real estate. It doesn't require you to own real estate. It doesn't even require you to like real estate. It merely requires you to want to make a little bit of extra money. So if you could use an extra, $2,000, $3,000 a month working part-time, then this is definitely going to be for you. So here's what you're about to experience. First of all, I'm going to show you how to work for the smartest person in the world, which I believe is you. And I'm going to show you how to get paid by working for yourself. I'm going to show you how to sift through properties for the best deal so that you can get paid very quickly. I'm going to show you how to negotiate with the best to get, yes, paid. I'm also going to show you how to collect a pool of motivated buyers and sellers so that you can get paid. I'm also going to teach you how to network and to network really well so that you can indeed get paid. I'm going to help you stay motivated so that you can get paid more often. And most importantly, if I haven't mentioned this yet, I'm going to help you get paid. Now, how am I going to do all that? Well, we're going to get there. But before I do that, quick disclaimer. My attorney told me I have to make sure to include this in here, so here we go. Number one, I'm not going to be making any earnings claims tonight. Okay, what I'm about to show you can make you a tremendous amount of money, and at the same token, it can make you absolutely no money. It's really up to you to work it, to use it, to implement it, and to make it happen. You can work with anyone you want to do this business. You don't have to work with just us. You could absolutely work with anyone. Also, I'm not a lawyer. I cannot and will not give you legal advice here tonight, and I assume no responsibility what you do or don't do with this business. All I can do is pray that you'll do something with it because, folks, this is so necessary in today's market, and you can literally make a ton of money doing this business. So who the heck am I? Well, as I mentioned at the top of the call, my name is Lee Arnold. I am currently the president of multiple corporations. We are blessed to do millions of dollars in business, both in real estate-related transactions as well as informational marketing and hard money lending. I'm a national speaker. I've actually been featured in Forbes, Business Week, Reuters, Boston Globe's Market Watch. Boy, I got to tell you, I really hate talking about myself. So this is tough for me. I'm just going to read the slides. That'll make it easier. I've shared the stage with people like Jay Leno, Henry Winkler, Gene Simmons. He's the frontman lead singer for KISS. George Ross, that's Donald Trump's attorney, if you don't know him, just to name a few. And I'm currently president of I'm the Solution, LLC, as well as CEO of a company called Advantage Marketing Group. And we're a national training company that assists thousands of investors in making millions of dollars investing in real estate-related strategies. And that's kind of why we're here talking to you guys tonight. I actually work with thousands of investors nationwide, and their biggest challenge is finding deals. And believe it or not, they are willing to pay a premium price for people that can help find these great deals. And what's interesting is finding these great deals really doesn't require that much time or energy or effort. It just really requires an internet connection. That's about it. So I actually got started in this business kind of interesting. If you would have walked into this very grocery store, this grocery store is located up in Spokane, Washington, in a little town called Airway Heights, next to the Air Force Base there. This is my first real job. I grew up on a farm throwing hay and harvesting wheat and peas and lentils and all kinds of fun things, working at an equestrian ranch shoveling horse manure. So this is my first real job when I was 16 years old. I started making $3.90 an hour as a grocery store bag boy. Went there while going through high school, continued there through college. And while doing that, I had a kind of an interesting shift. I worked at the grocery store from 3 p.m. till midnight, and then I would come home, I'd watch TV, do homework till about 2:30, and then I'd get up at 7, be to college by 8, and this is actually where I was going to college. This is Spokane Falls Community College. I was attending college there as well as working at the grocery store, so I had a real interesting schedule. And while I was doing all that, I started reading this book, which I'm sure many of you have probably read as well, and if you haven't, I would highly recommend it. This is by Robert Kiyosaki, a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And in this book, he talks about the law of association, and he says if you want to be rich and successful, you must surround yourself with rich and successful people. And folks, I got to tell you, when you're working in a small little town at a local grocery store, going to community college. I hate to say it this way, but I really wasn't surrounded by a lot of real successful, financially well-to-do folks. So I went in search of them. But when you're a young kid and you don't know where to go, where are you going to find them? Well, for me, because of my odd schedule, I was actually home one night, got off my shift at the grocery store. I was home eating some dinner and watching, yes, I admit it, late-night television infomercials, and this guy came on. You've probably heard of this gentleman. This guy by the name of Russ Whitney. I actually went to one of his free little seminars at a local hotel, and Russ said that if I did what he told me, that I would make millions of dollars investing in real estate. And I'm happy to report that I actually did make millions of dollars buying and selling houses. Well, as a result of my success in rehabbing houses, buying properties, fixing them up, and renting them out, I was asked by some marketing people to go out on the road and kind of tell my story and share my success and how I had done it. So I went from a rehabber to actually being a presenter, an educator on how people could actively go out and make money investing in real estate as well. And it was because of that that I was able to help other people achieve that same level of success, and that allowed me to meet influential people. I'm a big believer in the golden rule. I believe in karma. I believe in God. I believe in all those things, and I believe that what goes around comes around. So I believe that through helping other people, I have been blessed in life to be able to meet these types of people as well. On the left here, this is, as many of you know, this is Jay Leno, and over here on the right, this is Terry Fader. He's a Las Vegas headliner. $100 million contract this guy got. He also won that show, America's Got Talent. And if you have never seen that guy perform, let me encourage you to go out to Vegas and see him, because he is absolutely unbelievable and an incredibly nice, genuine guy. I really enjoyed him. And, folks, I show you this picture, and I'm honestly kind of embarrassed by this picture, but my marketing company said I had to put this in here just to show you that I'm not just blowing smoke here. I've actually had some success. I've done pretty well, and God's truly blessed me. There was a time, however, when my wife and I first got married. Unfortunately, we really wanted to have a family, and we were struggling to do so. And so we went over to the doctor, and the doctor said, well, I've got good news and I've got bad news. And I said, well, what's the good news? He said, the good news is there's a pretty good chance I can help you and your wife conceive. He said, the bad news is it's going to be really, really expensive. And I said, expensive? What are we talking here? Are we talking like, trip to Mexico, or are we talking like Cadillac Escalade? He's like, more like Cadillac Escalade. Well, as you can see, I very clearly knew what a Cadillac Escalade cost, and I went, oh, wow. Okay, well, here we go. Now, folks, I got to tell you, I believe, and you'll see this at the top, it's we get more of what we want by helping others get more of what they want. That's actually the motto of my company. And for those of you who decide that maybe we could do some business together and we could make some money together, if you decide that this is a good fit for you, I want to encourage you to incorporate and adopt this philosophy on how to make money. It's through helping others get more of what they want, because I believe that when you do that, God is going to bless you. And whether you believe in that or not, that's not really neither here nor there. But it really is about doing unto others what you would have them do unto you. And I believe it's because of that God blessed us not with just one child, but he actually gave us two. And he didn't give us he didn't give us two boys or two girls. He actually gave us one of each. So over here on the left, you have Preston, and over here on the right, you have Andrea. They were born December 20th, 2006. And, folks, I can honestly tell you that for a very long time, my only mission in life was really just about making money, and now my only mission in life is just about making enough money that I have freedom to spend time with them. And I believe that's important in business. You've got to have a reason that's bigger than you are. It's got to be for reasons other than you just want to drive luxury cars and live in big houses and go on great vacations. There's got to be a reason bigger than that. And so for me, it's my kids and just being able to spend time with them because they are just so much fun. This one I refer to as my moneymaker because I don't care who you are. That's cute. That is absolutely adorable. So we had two kids. And then about 4 months after the twins were born, we were blessed with this little bundle of joy. And I say surprise because we didn't get any help from anyone on this one. This one came al natural, and he was born 13 months after the twins were born. He just turned 2 last February, and he's as big as his twin brother and sister. So everywhere we go, people always ask us if we have triplets, and we say, well, no, pretty close, though. He's just 13 months younger. So this is my family. This is me at the top. Again, my name is Lee Arnold. Below that is my beautiful wife, Jacqueline. Over to the right on your screen is our middle son, Preston. He's the twin. His older sister, Andrea, by about a minute and a half. And over on the left there is Harrison. So this is me, and I believe that the mission of our lives should be to build a better future for you and your family by helping someone else build a better future for their family. So if you're on board with that, then let's continue. It's a pleasure to meet you, and I hope that one day I'll get to meet you guys live somewhere, maybe at an upcoming event or a retreat or something like that. So what's a successful real estate investor doing house scouting? Why am I representing this to all of you here tonight when, you know, a lot of people are saying, oh, go out and buy real estate and do this and do that. Why house scouting? Well, it's really quite simple. If you're not familiar with Dan Kennedy, I would encourage you to go online and check him out because he is a marketing genius. And he coined the phrase, there are riches in niches. And that is so true. And I believe that house scouting is an incredibly small niche, but such a necessary one because so many people need what this niche provides. Investors are desperate to have eyes and ears everywhere, and they need an army of house scouts to find the steals. Now, notice we didn't say deals, we said the steals, because we're really looking for great deals. And folks, I can tell you there are a slew of investors out there that are looking for these opportunities, and they will literally pay you thousands of dollars if you can find them. And I'm going to show you where to find them tonight. Now, also, I'm going to be giving you access to another book called 8 Ways to Make Money in House Scouting Without Having to Be Involved in Real Estate. I'll talk more about that. But house scouting is the best way to make money in real estate without buying real estate, regardless of credit, income, job status, or experience. Like I said, because you're on this webinar, I already know that you have an internet connection, and that's really all you need to do this business, okay? Now, the conventional formula for success, as we've all been told, is go to school, graduate high school, go to college, get a great job, work there as long as you can, and hopefully make enough money to live comfortably in retirement. Now, for me, the conventional formula didn't make a whole lot of sense to me because as a child, I remember in 5th grade, my father, he graduated from the University of Washington. He's a Husky alma mater, and he had a degree in human resources, and he was working for a very large company, and his outlook looked secure. But after 19 and a half years for that company, he was let go. Downsizing, the economy was in an uproar, and they let him go. And for 2 years, he was unemployed. And so anytime my parents would tell me, hey, Lee, if you want security, if you want success, go get a degree. And I thought, well, you know, I got nothing against formal education. In fact, I'm a big fan of education. But for me, the college route just didn't work. I actually ended up dropping out of college my sophomore year because in Robert Kiyosaki's book, it said if you want to be rich and successful, hang out with rich and successful people. But my college professor was only making $38,000 a year. So I thought, well, I want to make a lot more money than that, so I need to go find some different mentors, and that's why I actually ended up leaving that position. But being told that success is based on high school, college, get a good job, work your way up the corporate ladder, I just wasn't seeing it. And I'm sure for many of you, I'm sure we have some people listening that are probably unemployed. You're looking for that job, and maybe you went this conventional route. You've got degrees coming out your ears. You've got master's degrees and doctorates, and you're still struggling to find jobs in this tough economy. So I don't really buy into the conventional formula. I believe that the only security is the knowledge that you can obtain to go out and make money whenever you choose, regardless of the economy, regardless of what's going on in the White House. I think you need to be concerned what's going on in your own house. Now, I'm right now in San Diego. I'm down here teaching a workshop. And one of my workshop attendees was on the same plane as I was. So as we got off the plane, I asked him if he'd like to hop in the cab with me. So as we were driving over to the hotel, I asked him what he had been up to. He says, well, I got laid off about a year ago. And I said, wow, what have you been doing for the last year? He says, I've been making money doing what you taught me to do. I said, well, are you going to go back and get a job? He's like, why in the world would I want to do that? So again, guys, if you'll just identify something that you can get passionate about, you can get excited about, you're going to make a substantial amount of money. Now, again, this success formula hasn't prepared us for a fledgling economy like we're seeing now and all the job loss that we're experiencing and the high levels of foreclosure, more so than we've ever seen since the Great Depression, not to mention dwindling retirement, 401ks, house values, the value of the dollar mutual fund, not only increasing health care costs, but now we as a country have the burden of funding health care because it's now a national situation. So all kinds of things that you need to be aware of. Job loss currently at 10.4% and rising. And look at this chart going back to 1990 through 2002. Do you remember the dot-com bubble burst in 2000 through 2002? You see this rise from 02 to 04. Then from 04 dropping is where the mortgage crisis got out of control, and people were getting houses like they couldn't believe. And then in 08, the bottom fell out, and now unemployment at 10.4%, expected to be 11% by the end of the year. Unbelievable. According to the Congressional Budget Office, Time magazine says approximately 33.8 million baby boomers will go bust once they stop working. And at the end of 1998, the average 401k balance was $47,000. By the end of 2008, the average balance was down to $45,519. Where's the guaranteed return in that? Now, I can tell you, my parents were hoping to retire this year, but when the economy did what it did and the stock market crashed the way it did, their entire portfolio lost 55% of its equitable value. And so they now find themselves continuing to work. And folks, please understand, I'm not trying to paint this gloomy picture for you here today, but I do want you to be real about where we are as a country and where we are as an economy. And I want to encourage you to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. And even if you're employed and you've got a great job that you love, I would really encourage you to really look at this closely and say, is this something I, again, could get passionate about? Could this replenish my income or maybe even just subsidize my income? Again, if you could use an extra $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month working part-time just with a computer connection, then maybe this is something you might want to do. So I'm certainly not trying to immobilize you with fear here tonight, but I certainly do want to push you into action. So what are these statistics doing to you? Are they, again, immobilizing you with fear, or are they pushing you into action? Victor Keon, the owner of Remington, said this. He says, entrepreneurs are risk takers, willing to roll the dice with their money or reputation on the line in support of an idea or enterprise. They willingly assume responsibility for the success or failure of a venture and are answerable for all its facets. Now, if I can sum up what Victor said in just a few short words, when you take responsibility, you get complete control. And if you're employed working for someone right now, you may feel like you have security. But wherever you are currently, your boss or your employer could secretly be having a meeting with accounting, with the CEO, with the corporate office, wondering how they can cut corners and cut the budget. And maybe that means you end up unemployed. Then what are you going to do? So I just want you to think long and hard. If you were to lose that security, if you were to lose that income, if you were to lose that 401k today, what would you do to make money? And that is step one. Cha-ching. Payday literally can be every day. So please, I want you to make sure you're all taking notes. Number one, how do we maintain a payday every day? Okay, so step one, we want to focus on getting paid every day. To do that, we've got to follow step two, which is I need you all to become your own boss. Now, interestingly enough, it's a lot easier than you think as long as you follow the simple formula. Don't try to reinvent the wheel here. Just follow what's already been done, what's already been proven, what people have already found to be successful, and just plug yourself into that. Don't overthink it. Don't make it harder than it is or harder than it has to be. Why do we work for the man anyway? Now, this is for, and folks, I mean no disrespect. I've had jobs. I grew up working for other people. But I learned, fortunately for me, I was blessed to learn at a very young age that that's really a false economy. Your security is not tied there. But we are trained at a very young age to work for someone else. We're used to taking direction, not giving it. That regular biweekly paycheck makes us feel safe. We feel like we need to work for a retirement when really what we should be doing is work to earn money that then earns a return, which gives us a retirement. And then we have to deal with insurance. We would rather work from 9 to 5 at something we hate than work from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. at something we love. And folks, I got to tell you, I couldn't tell you the last time that I worked 9 to 5. And people always say, you hear all these gurus talking about, when you do this, there's that book out there called The 4-Hour Work Week by Timothy Ferriss. The problem with that book is it suggests that he doesn't really like what he does for a living. 4 hours a week? Hey, if you can make 25 or 30 grand a week doing that, kudos to you. For me, I really, really love what I do. I have been fortunate to help numerous people achieve millionaire-level status in a very short 12 and 18-month period of time. And I believe if you want to achieve that, you absolutely can. Paul J. Tilsner said this: in today's world, working for yourself is actually the safer route, and working for a corporation has become the riskier proposition. Wow. Self-employment is safer because of this, job security. I've never met anybody that woke up in the morning, had a bad cup of coffee, and decided to fire themselves. Typically, it doesn't happen. So self-employment gives you job security. Your income is based solely on your own continued efforts and faithfulness to showing up every day. And this may seem like a drain, but what's worse, working for your own stability or depending on someone else to do it for you. Self-employment's offer safer because you have gobs of freedom to explore all income outlets at all hours of the day. You're not pigeonholed into one job description, one set of hours, certain days of the week, or even a genre of work. And I'm going to add one more to that: one income stream. You see, this is what's wrong with America, in my opinion. We get so conditioned to getting that one paycheck from that one employer signed by that one CFO every other week, and we don't focus on building other income streams for ourselves. And that's incredibly risky. I mean, that's like somebody at any time being able to come over to your house and just turn your water off. Where else are you going to get that nourishment, that refreshment that you need? Same thing. If you don't have multiple streams of income, you could find yourself in a very precarious position later on in life. And that's really what we want to avoid. Now, the easiest way to make this business happen and happen quickly is simply by creating a pool of sellers, people who want to get out of their house for whatever reason. And interestingly enough, most of you are already doing this, because if you get in your car and drive to an office or a place of business on a daily basis, you're probably driving past numerous for sale by owner sign, realtor sign. You're getting your newspapers either at work or online where people are advertising their house for sale. Craigslist has a ton of these deals. Tax deed auctions happen almost daily in most counties across the country. Probate and estate sales from folks who have left us on this earth and as a result left their possessions to friends and or family. Federal auctions that are happening, as well as bank-owned repos and REOs, not to mention all the foreclosures that are happening. So these are a tremendous place to find sellers who want to get out of their property. Step 4 is really quite simple. So if you recall, we had step 1, cha-ching. Let's go back. Step 1 was cha-ching. Step 2 is become your own boss. Step 3 is simply creating a pool of sellers. And step 4 is to educate yourself. It really is about what you know. And again, I want you to be completely comfortable in knowing that this is really much simpler than you can possibly ever imagine. The reason education is so important is you've got to talk the talk and you've got to walk that walk. A savvy investor will spot a novice a mile away, and savvy investors, when they meet a novice, they're going to try to take advantage of you. So we want to make sure that you're speaking the lingo and that you got the language down. So learn it, find out what makes investors tick, and then learn how to research properties and what makes a real deal. And I put here, own the job so the job doesn't own you. Step 5 is really quite easy as well. It's simply find a good deal. If you want the phones to ring, 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 if you consistently find properties where there's motivated sellers, if they don't want to sell or don't need to sell, then they won't sell at a good price. So we're looking for people who want to sell for whatever reason. Maybe they inherited a property they don't care for. Maybe it was an unfortunate divorce situation where one spouse has ended up with the property and they just don't want it, and we can come in and assist them in getting it sold very quickly. And as a result, we'll get a low, low purchase price. And if it's worth more than it's listed for, it's golden. So what if the seller were willing to carry some financing for us? That's a deal that a slew of investors would be interested in picking up. And step 6 is merely the art of negotiation. It's just asking, okay? Number 1, just ask. You get a hold of a seller and you say, hey, I see you're selling your house. Tell me what it is you're looking for. And be very clear. Look, I'm not on the market to buy your property. I'm not an investor. I don't want to be an investor. but I work with a bunch of investors. And if you tell me what you're looking for and it's a good deal, I've got people that would buy that property in a New York minute. So you've got to ask. Don't give up, okay? To get these homeowners to say yes, don't give up. Figure out the common objections and take care of them before they're raised. Illustrate the benefits of a quick close, how it will make their life easier, and make them an offer that they can't refuse, which is typically closing quickly. And folks, there are a ton of investors out there, myself included, who will close on these deals very quickly. So you can either create a pool of buyers for yourself, or you can merely send them over to my office, and we will help you get those properties moved. So creating a pool of buyers is really quite simple. Look at the Craigslist ads for investors. Call on bandit signs. Those are the ones that say, I'll buy your house for cash. Or put an ad up on Craigslist as a house or property scouter looking for investors. Or put up your own bandit signs that say, we'll house hunt or property scout for you. And see, then you get these investors calling you, telling you exactly what it is they're looking for. And the next time you drive by one of these properties, it's going to be very easy for you to identify what represents a great deal. And you can accomplish all of these things by networking effectively, okay? 5 ways to effectively network. Very simple. Number 1, we never burn bridges. If there's people in your life that you don't particularly care for, that's okay. But my mom always said, keep your opinions to yourself, and you'll always have a grand following, and boy, she was right. Number 2, talk to anyone and everyone. Lucrative chance encounters are everywhere. I was having dinner the other night, and on my credit card it says, I'm the solution, because that's the name of my company. And so the waitress looked at my credit card, and she says, I'm the solution. You're the solution to what? And I said, well, actually, ma'am, I help homeowners avoid foreclosure. And she said, really? Do you think you could help my sister? I said, well, possibly. Why don't you tell me about her? And, folks, it was just because I opened a conversation with her that we were able to get that deal. 3, one of the easiest ones to recognize, but for a lot of people, one of the hardest ones to do, and that is to listen. It's not all about you, and when someone realizes that, they value you more as a contact. So just be quiet, ask good, competent questions, and then listen. Number 4, join networking clubs. There are real estate investment clubs all over the country. I have had the fortune of speaking at many of them. Just last week, I was at the North San Diego Chapter Real Estate Investors Club held over at the El Camino Country Club. If you're in that area, I would go check it out. Really a great club, a lot of knowledgeable investors, but all of them looking for deals. And, folks, with you, you're going to have more deals than you're going to know what to do with, because I'm going to show you how to get them. And finally, number 5 to effective networking is to follow up. I'm not sure who said it, but the coined phrase was 50% of success is merely showing up, actually doing what you say you're going to do. So very few people follow up and do what they say they're going to do. It's unbelievable. And as you can see here, this is the clincher. Thank you cards, phone calls, emails all say you're important to me, and people will truly appreciate that. Finally, step 8, persistence. Motivation here is key. And, folks, you can get started right now. You can get started very quickly simply by picking up this book called House Scouting for Riches. Real estate riches, no real estate messes. Folks, I'm going to give you 8 strategies in this very, very compelling, powerful book as to how you can go out and literally start creating revenue immediately and depositing it to your bank account where you get to sign your own paycheck. This book is going to get you started, and I also want to get this in your hands. This is called The 8 Secrets to Part-Time Riches. What if I told you that you could make gobs of money part-time while helping others stay in their homes? And I talked earlier about that before, about getting into a business that you can really be passionate about and get behind and know that you're helping someone else achieve their levels, their dreams. And if it sounds too good to be true, it's not. I'm going to give you the 72-minute DVD presentation, which I did live. I gave it to a live audience as to how they could get into this business and help homeowners avoid this very painful situation. And the great news is it represents an amazing income opportunity for you as well. The booklet also is packed with hints and suggestions on how to reach your personal goals, manage your time effectively, and change your attitude and behavior to literally put you in the flow of money. You're also going to encounter another group of people. These are the folks that are behind on their monthly payments, their payments too high, they can no longer afford the property. And what's fascinating is with this simple comprehensive guide to loan modifications, you're going to get all of the tools that you need to introduce homeowners to solutions and ongoing tips for its financial success. It's going to give the homeowners a play-by-play on how to fill out simple forms that the bank needs to modify their loan, to reduce their monthly interest rate, their monthly payment, as well as all the samples letters for these loan modifications, and homeowner scripts to use when speaking with their lender. Folks, this book by itself is going to be key in your business when you identify these homeowners that are looking for answers, because, guys, there's just nobody out there giving the right answers. Now, Roxanne, she was one of our customers. She was also looking for the right answers, and she goes on to say this: Lee Arnold helped me with my loan mod using this simple book, and it has been approved. Woohoo, thank you, Lee. She says, my mortgage was going up to $1,500 per month on what we call an adjustable rate mortgage. Through that booklet, Roxanne was able to achieve a 3% interest on her mortgage, which kept her payment at $921, not $1,500. She believes in the meantime, I can catch up on other expenses to prepare myself for the increase. That one simple booklet was life-changing for Roxanne and her husband. Amazing story. I also want to get you involved in 3 audio presentations. Again, this is going to Speaking the Lingo, Talking the Language, and I'm going to give you mortgage magic, because once you understand the financing side of the real estate, it's actually really quite simple. I'm also going to give you your future financial forecast. In a very short 60-minute presentation, I'm going to show you how to go from where you are to where you want to be in a very short period of time. And I'm also going to give you some insights as to what I believe is going on in the economy in terms of foreclosure and what's going to be happening with the housing bubble and all of those things. And I'm going to give those to you as well. Mortgage Magic, your future financial forecast, as well as your foreclosure forecast. Also, guys, I'm going to give you access to my Silver membership program for 60 days at no charge. You'll be invited to special live teleseminars that I do. I'm going to give you access to all of my past archive calls. I'm going to give you access to the members-only website, access to our Silver member forum, as well as I'm going to hard mail out to you our monthly newsletters packed full of marketing statistics, educational articles, and the latest investment strategies that's literally going to ensure your success. Now, if you've ever read The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, you've probably been introduced into Stephen Covey. It's a fantastic book, and if you haven't read it for a period of time, I would encourage you to do that, because what's fascinating about 7 Habits of Highly Successful People is that number 7 is sharpening your saw, and that means going to various real estate investment workshops and reading the right books. And so I want to give you a free copy, a free version of my latest, greatest, number 1 selling book called Millionaire Shoes, which is going to teach you how to use all types of education and set you up for success. It will show you how to eliminate bad debt, how to employ the millionaire factors, as well as attract wealth and success, so you can leap from poor to plenty and walk the walk of a millionaire mile. So in 6 easy steps, this book is going to show you how I went from being a grocery store bag boy making $3.90 an hour to making literally millions of dollars annually in real estate-related investments, hard money lending, and all types of things. And that book is going to walk you step by step and show you exactly how to do it. Also, in regards to sharpening your saw, I would like you to come out and spend a couple of days with me in Las Vegas. We've got events coming up in June. We also do events in October, and I'd love to see you at one of those events. So to get you there, we normally sell this for $3,000 a seat. However, I'm going to give you not just 1 ticket, but I'm going to give you 2 tickets to attend the upcoming Wealth Shop happening June 25, 26, 27th in Las Vegas. If those dates will not work for you, then you can certainly join us at our October-November training. We'd love to see you at that as well. James actually came to our training. He said, this workshop it's given me not only knowledge, but confidence and networking and high-tech tools to not only do real estate, but to have a career in real estate, quickly replacing and exceeding my earlier occupational income. Tim said this was the first seminar with Lee, and the amount of personal interaction was unusual for this venue. All my questions and concerns were satisfied. Nicholas says, I have been able to add several of the nuggets that I learned over the 3 days to immediately add to my existing business that I know will potentially raise my income by many thousands of dollars. So, folks, here's what I'm going to do for the first 15 of you, and unfortunately I can only do this for the first 15 of you. After that, it will not be available anymore. I'm going to give you the House Scouting to Riches guidebook and audio training for $59. Normal retail price $59. I'm going to give you my comprehensive guide to loan mods, normally $47. My 8 Secrets to Part-Time Riches book and DVD, $99. The 3 audio trainings, $99. The 60 days of the exclusive silver membership program for free, $70. My Millionaire Shoes book, normally retailing at $29.95, as well as 2 tickets to my Las Vegas workshop, which is normally $3,000, and that's going to be for 2 people, not just one. Folks, tonight I'm going to give it all to you for $17, and I can only do it for 15 of you. So do not hesitate. Go online, place your order now. It's www.endless-wealth.com/HSR. That stands for House Scouting for Riches. Now, you're probably thinking, what's the catch? Why in the world would he do this? Well, it's really quite simple. If you'll invest your $17 in me, I'm going to invest all of my materials into you and get you all the tools that you will need to go out and literally start becoming a house scout. Now, I would love if you would bring the deals to me because my company buys property nationwide, and we would love to purchase the properties that you find as well. But as I mentioned at the top of the call, you don't have to sell them to us. You can certainly take them to other investors if that's what you choose to do. But I'd love to have an opportunity to buy them if you find them. So again, everything you've seen here tonight for $17, but I can only do it for the first 15. If you don't place your order now, and you go to do it later, if we have already gotten our 15 orders, we will not be allowing a 16th person to place their order. The system will literally shut you out. Why do we do that? Because I only have a limited supply of materials that I can get out to you, and I want to make sure that everyone who orders gets them. So it's the first 15. Do not delay. Take action now. It's endless-wealth.com/HSR. Again, that stands for House Scouting for Riches. House Scouting for Riches. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you the House Scouting for Riches guidebook as well as the audio. I'm going to give you the 8 Secrets to Part-Time Riches book and DVD. I'm going to give you access to the comprehensive loan modification guide as well as the 3 bonus audio discs that we talked about. My latest best-selling book called Millionaire Shoes, access to my silver membership group for the next 60 days at no charge, 2 tickets to attend my upcoming $3,000 event happening in June or October, November. That's a $19.98 value per ticket. I'm going to do her $3,000 for 2. I'm going to include those as well. Folks, everything you see here tonight, only $17. Only $17. Now, I'm going to send the majority of this stuff out to you in electronic version so you can have it immediately. The 8 Secrets to Part-Time Riches book and DVD I'm going to hard ship out to you, and it will arrive at your front door hopefully within a week from the time that you place your order. Folks, I'm excited for you. I think this is just going to be a lot of fun for you and your family and your business, and I'm really looking forward to making money with you as well. So get the materials, go through them. If you have any questions, all the contact information you need for my company is in the materials, and we'd love to hear from you. We'd love to have you start sending some deals our way. And if you need any further assistance in anything, we'd certainly be happy to help you out. But, folks, for $17, I would encourage you at least get it, check it out. If it's not everything I said it would be, just send it back to me, 30-day money-back guaranteed, no questions, nothing. We'll just credit it back. So give it a shot, give it a ride, give it a drive. $17. Place your order now. Again, it's www.endless-wealth.com/HSR, which stands for House Scouting Riches. Folks, thanks for being here. I had a great time with you tonight. Hopefully you learned a few things, and hopefully you decide that tonight is the night that you're going to make that change. Tonight is the night that you're going to finally make this happen. Tonight is the night you're finally going to get out of the rat race, and you're going to become your own boss. And you'll finally get to work for the smartest person on the earth, and that person is you. So for those of you who have already placed your orders, congratulations. Thank you for your belief in me and your willingness to want to make some money together. Guys, I look forward to working with you. God bless you. You have a great night, and we will talk to you soon. Goodbye, everybody.